The difference is when you are healed, you're here and not there. You're fully alive right now. You're engaged with what's going on right now. You see what's happening right now, and you don't get distracted by your fears and your terror and your rage from being involved. Pierre Genet, who was the first great student of trauma, said it beautifully in French, le traumatisme est une maladie de présentification. Being traumatized is an illness of not feeling fully alive in the present. And cure is feeling fully alive right now. I think you're interviewing Ruth Lanius also, huh? And Ruth's lab has done a series of very important studies about the default mode network. And it shows that traumatized people in an ordinary state do not access their default mode network. That means under ordinary conditions, they don't feel quite at home with themselves. But when they get re-exposed to their trauma, that network gets activated. So you feel alive when you get exposed to your trauma, and you feel non-alive when there is no trauma going on. So your brain gets rewired. The example I like to give is that I taught for several years at the Nieman Foundation at Harvard, the program for advanced journalists, and I met all these war correspondents who felt alive in the Congo and in Syria and in Afghanistan. And when they come to this beautiful building in Cambridge, Massachusetts, they feel dead inside. So, and several of the people who I met at the journalism program are now the reporters that you hear from in the Ukraine. So they feel alive when they're exposed to trauma, and they feel dead the rest of the time. Huge implications for psychotherapists, because psychotherapists tend to replay the trauma with people over and over again, which is what I did at the VA. It's a terrible thing to do because it makes the trauma more and more alive and makes everything else less and less relevant. So the challenge is how to help people to be alive without the trauma. We do it by helping people to engage in rhythmical, physical activities that may help to make connections with people right now. Buenos Aires is a very traumatized place, and you see the tango and say, this is not optional. They had to do the tango to get re-engaged with each other and to be attuned to each other, because trauma makes you so misattuned to people. And then you go to China and you see in every park in China in the morning, there's tens of thousands of people practicing Qigong together or dancing together. So these people know something that we don't do. They know how to help people to feel physically in sync with each other and in tune with each other.